But the difference between those who thrive and those who stay stuck comes down to a few simple rules. Follow them, and you'll unlock success and a better life. Ignore them, you'll stay in the same cycle, wondering why nothing ever changes. Rule 1, master your mindset. Your mind is the battlefield where success or failure is decided. Every day you are faced with challenges, doubts, and fears. But here's the truth. Your thoughts shape your reality. If you fill your mind with negativity, you will live a negative life. If you cultivate a mindset of growth, discipline, and resilience, success will follow. The key, take control of your inner dialogue. The power of definiteness of purpose and autosuggestion is crucial in shaping one's destiny. Your mind is constantly talking to you. What is it saying? Are you feeding it doubts or empowering it with solutions? Stop saying, I can't, and start saying, how can I? The words you speak to yourself matter. Replace excuses with execution. Instead of saying, I don't have time, prioritize. Instead of saying, I am not good enough, improve. Instead of saying, I will start tomorrow, start now. Many of the most successful individuals, like Henry Ford and Andrew Carnegie, attributed their success to a firm belief in their own ability. Every excuse you eliminate brings you one step closer to success. Challenge your limiting beliefs. The greatest achievers in history didn't have special privileges. They mastered their minds. Consider the story of Edwin C. Barnes. In the early 1900s, he had one goal: to work with Thomas Edison. He had no money, no connections, and no formal education, yet he refused to accept defeat. Barnes did not ask whether success was possible. He decided it was inevitable. He took a train to Edison's office, presented himself as a business partner, and though Edison initially rejected him, Barnes refused to quit. He worked menial jobs at Edison's company for years, waiting for an opportunity. When the time came, he seized it, becoming a key distributor for Edison's dictating machine and eventually a wealthy man. He saw an opportunity where others saw rejection. He did not wait for perfect conditions. He created them. He did not wait for motivation. He acted despite his fears. Success is a mental game first. When self-doubt creeps in, counter it with action. Faith and persistence are antidotes to failure. If you wait until you feel ready, you will wait forever. Fear thrives in inaction. It magnifies problems that don't exist, but when you take action, fear diminishes. You prove to yourself that you are capable. When fear whispers that you'll fail, remind yourself that failure is part of learning. No one succeeds without falling. Every setback is a lesson. Every mistake is feedback. Every failure is a stepping stone toward mastery. Your mindset is the foundation of everything you do. Strengthen it daily. How? Read books that challenge your thinking. Engage in powerful conversations that push you beyond your comfort zone, and take moments of self-reflection to analyze your progress. Guard your mind like a fortress. Be mindful of what you consume, not just food, but information, thoughts, and beliefs. Surround yourself with people who uplift you, not drain you, because once you master your mind, the world no longer dictates your success. You do. Your life is a direct reflection of your mindset. If you want to change your life, change your thoughts first. Train your mind to see opportunity where others see obstacles. Train your mind to take responsibility rather than blame. Train your mind to persist rather than quit. As the great lesson goes, whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. And when you do, success will not just be possible, it will be inevitable. Rule 2, build unbreakable discipline. Motivation is unreliable. Discipline is unstoppable. Too many people wait for the right mood or the perfect moment to take action, but the successful ones, they move forward regardless of how they feel. They know that relying on motivation is like waiting for the wind to push them forward. It's unpredictable, fleeting, and inconsistent. Discipline is what separates those who dream from those who achieve. It's the invisible force that pushes you out of bed when your body craves more sleep. It's the unwavering commitment that takes you to the gym even when every muscle protests. It's the quiet dedication that drives you to work hard even when there's no one around to applaud your efforts. Discipline is the bridge between intention and execution, and those who master it become unstoppable. The secret? Make discipline a habit, not an option. When you train your mind to act regardless of how you feel, you eliminate the need for motivation. Instead of asking yourself, do I feel like doing this? You decide, this is simply what I do. Success doesn't come from occasional bursts of effort. It comes from consistency. It's not about working hard when you feel inspired. It's about working hard every single day. Set clear non-negotiables, things you will do no matter what. Whether it's waking up at a set time, exercising daily, or dedicating a portion of your day to learning, these commitments must become part of your identity. You don't skip them. You don't negotiate with yourself. They are simply who you are. Train your willpower like a muscle. Just as physical strength grows through resistance, mental strength grows through discomfort. Start small. Make your bed every morning. Read 10 pages of a book. Take a cold shower. These tiny acts of discipline compound over time, rewiring your brain to take control rather than be controlled by fleeting emotions. Once you master the small things, you can level up, taking on bigger challenges, setting higher standards, and pushing beyond your previous limits. Over time, discipline stops being something you do. It becomes who you are. It becomes your identity. When others falter because they don't feel like it, you keep going. When motivation fails, you remain unshaken. And when challenges arise, you don't shrink back, you step forward. The truth is, an unbreakable discipline makes you unstoppable. When you cultivate this relentless drive, nothing, absolutely nothing, can stand in your way. Dreams don't become reality through wishful thinking. They are forged through unwavering discipline, day after day, action after action. And that is how you win. Rule 3, set goals that cure you. Comfort zones are where dreams go to die. They offer safety, familiarity, and predictability, but they also suffocate growth. If you never push beyond what is comfortable, you will never reach what is possible. True success demands that you step into discomfort, embrace uncertainty, and challenge yourself in ways that force you to evolve. You have to set goals so big they make you a little nervous, because that means they're stretching you beyond your limits. Growth doesn't happen within the walls of familiarity. It happens in the unknown, where doubt and fear creep in. The problem is, most people set small goals because they are afraid of failing. They seek certainty and control. But in doing so, they stunt their own potential. But here's the truth. Failing is inevitable. No matter how small or safe your goals are, you will face setbacks. Playing small doesn't protect you from failure, it guarantees it. If you refuse to take risks, you fail by default, because you never even try. The people who achieve greatness are not the ones who avoid failure, but the ones who use it as fuel. If your goals don't challenge you, they won't change you. Growth demands resistance, and real progress is forged in struggle. Set clear, measurable targets, ones that push you beyond your comfort zone. Write them down, break them into actionable steps. Make your goals tangible so that they are not just dreams, but blueprints for success, and most importantly, commit to them. No, I'll try. No, maybe someday. These words leave room for hesitation, and hesitation kills momentum. Make the decision that your goals are non-negotiable. Success is not reserved for those who are the most talented. It belongs to those who refuse to quit. The difference between those who make it and those who don't is not intelligence, luck, or privilege. It's persistence. Decide that failure is not an excuse to quit, but a stepping stone to progress. Every setback is a lesson. Every mistake is data. Every stumble is an opportunity to get back up stronger. The most successful people in the world are not those who never fail. They are those who fail over and over again and refuse to stop. Dream bigger than you ever have before. Set goals that feel just beyond your reach. Then chase them relentlessly. Stretch yourself beyond what you thought was possible. Step outside your comfort zone. Embrace the unknown and commit fully. That is where success is born. Rule 4, stop seeking approval. Too many people live for validation. They hesitate, they hold back, and they silence their own potential just to avoid judgment. They measure their worth by the opinions of others, seeking approval before daring to take action. But let me tell you something, the moment you stop caring about what others think, you become free. The truth is, people will judge you no matter what you do. Whether you play it safe or take bold risks, someone will always have an opinion. Some will praise you, others will criticize you, and many won't even understand you. But here's the key. Their judgments have nothing to do with you and everything to do with them. Their opinions are shaped by their fears, their insecurities, and their limitations, so why let their words dictate your life? The only voice that truly matters is the one inside your head. If you constantly seek external validation, you will never know what it means to truly live. You will be trapped forever adjusting yourself to fit someone else's expectations. But when you start listening to your own voice, when you trust yourself above all else, that's when you gain real power. Live according to your values. Define what matters to you and refuse to compromise on it. Stop trying to be liked by everyone. Instead, focus on being true to yourself. The right people, the ones who truly matter, will respect you for your authenticity. And those who don't, they were never meant to be part of your journey anyway. Follow your own vision. The greatest minds in history were often misunderstood. They were ridiculed, doubted, and dismissed. But they didn't stop. They didn't shrink themselves to fit into the expectations of others. They had a vision, and they pursued it relentlessly. Be one of those people. Trust in your path, even if no one else sees it yet. Do what sets your soul on fire, even if no one else understands. Passion is a rare and powerful force, and it cannot be dimmed by the doubts of others. If something excites you, fuels you, and makes you feel alive, chase it. Ignore the noise, drown out the doubts. You don't need permission to live the life you want, because in the end, the regret of not living your truth will always hurt more than the judgment of others. Years from now, you won't remember the opinions that held you back. You will only feel the weight of the chances you didn't take. So stop hesitating. Stop seeking validation. Be unapologetically yourself and let the world adjust. Rule 5, EMBR. Ask the struggle. No one ever became great without facing adversity. Yet most people see struggle as a sign to quit, a reason to turn back, an excuse to stay comfortable. The truth? Struggle is proof that you are growing. It is the fire that forges resilience, the storm that strengthens your foundation, the test that determines your worthiness. Every challenge you face is shaping you into the person you are meant to become. Growth does not come from ease, it comes from pushing through discomfort. When life tests you, it is not trying to break you, it is trying to make you. Struggles refine your character, discipline your mind, and fortify your will. They teach you what comfort never could: perseverance, adaptability, and inner strength. Every setback is teaching you something. Failure is not the opposite of success, it is part of the process. The most successful people in the world have failed more times than most have even tried. They did not quit when things got hard. They did not allow temporary defeat to define them. Instead, they studied their failures, extracted wisdom from them, and came back stronger. That is the mindset of a champion. Every hardship is an opportunity to rise stronger. Most people avoid discomfort, seeking the easiest route. But the path of least resistance leads nowhere worth going. True achievement requires struggle. The most significant victories in life are reserved for those who are willing to endure, to keep moving forward when everything in them screams to stop. Those who win are not necessarily the smartest or the most talented. They are simply the ones who refuse to give up. Stop running from difficulties, embrace them. Learn from them. Use them as fuel. See struggle not as an obstacle, but as the very thing that will elevate you. The pain, the frustration, the exhaustion, it is all part of the journey. Every time you push through, you become stronger, wiser, and more unstoppable. The path to success isn't easy, but that's what makes it worth it. If success were simple, everyone would have it. The struggle weeds out those who are not truly committed. It separates the dreamers from the doers, the wishful thinkers from the relentless warriors. And when you finally reach your goal, knowing how much you endured to get there, victory will taste even sweeter. When you stop fearing the struggle and start embracing it, nothing can break you. Hardships will come, but they will not defeat you. Challenges will arise, but they will not stop you, because you have learned that struggle is not your enemy, it is your greatest ally. Rule 6. Remove toxic people. Your environment shapes your success. The people you spend time with, the energy you absorb, and the standards you accept all influence your potential. If you surround yourself with lazy, negative, and uninspired individuals, their mindset will seep into yours. Whether you realize it or not, their habits, attitudes, and limitations will shape your own. But when you surround yourself with ambitious, disciplined, and driven individuals, you will elevate to their level. High achievers expect more of themselves, and being around them forces you to level up. Their mindset, work ethic, and discipline become contagious. They challenge you, push you, and make you better. Success is not just about talent or luck. It's about the environment you immerse yourself in. Audit your circle. Take a hard look at the people in your life. Do they inspire you or drain you? Do they challenge you to grow or keep you comfortable? The truth is, not everyone deserves a seat at your table. Some people are anchors, holding you back with their doubts, excuses, and negativity. Others are engines, propelling you forward with their belief, ambition, and relentless drive. Cut out the ones who drain your energy. This is not about being ruthless or heartless. It's about protecting your future. You cannot afford to let small-minded people keep you from big opportunities. You cannot allow toxic relationships to poison your mindset. Distance yourself from those who don't believe in you, who mock your dreams, or who make you feel like your goals are unrealistic. Your future is too important to be influenced by the wrong people. Every conversation, every interaction, every connection either strengthens or weakens your resolve. Choose wisely. Surround yourself with those who make you better, who challenge you to aim higher, and who hold you accountable to your own greatness. Your circle should reflect where you want to go, not where you've been, because the company you keep will either push you toward greatness or pull you away from it. It's that simple. If you want success, position yourself in an environment that breeds it. Seek out mentors, role models, and peers who align with your vision. Learn from those who have achieved what you aspire to. Raise your standards, elevate your circle, and most importantly, be the kind of person others want to elevate with. You are the sum of the people around you. Make sure that sum adds up to greatness. Rule 7. Master the art of focused distraction is the ruin of ambition. In this age, men and women squander precious hours in idle amusement, lost in frivolous diversions that dull the mind and weaken the spirit. Instead of diligent labor, they indulge in gossip and meaningless pastimes, failing to grasp that every moment frittered away is an opportunity forsaken. The truth remains unchanged. Great achievement is not merely a matter of natural ability, but of unwavering concentration. Those who harness their attention with discipline shall carve their destiny. The industrious man understands this well. He knows that steadfast toil is the foundation of prosperity. He guards his time with great care, for he recognizes that every needless distraction robs him of his future. He does not permit himself to be waylaid by trivialities. Instead, he cultivates an environment of industry and determination, free from the idle chatter and indulgences that lead to ruin. One must train oneself to shut out distractions. In a world full of temptations, the wise man remains firm. He does not fritter away his time in the company of the idle or waste his evenings in senseless amusements. He rises early, sets his tasks before him, and commits to his work with earnestness. Those who master this skill will always surpass those who succumb to idleness. Guard your hours with discipline. If you do not, the demands of others will consume them for you. Time is the most valuable resource a man possesses. He must use it wisely. Dedicate portions of the day to uninterrupted labor, and do not permit anything to intrude. Learn to refuse distractions, unnecessary obligations, and any pursuit that does not further your aims. Every moment given to frivolity is a moment stolen from progress. When you labor, do so with vigor. Half-hearted effort leads to nothing of substance. Disperse with the notion of dividing your attention. Such folly only leads to carelessness. Apply yourself wholly to the task at hand, be it in business, in the home, or in the betterment of mind and body. The most accomplished men are those who lend their entire focus to their endeavors, unswayed by trivial diversion. Where the mind is fixed, results shall follow. A man who devotes himself to distractions will reap only regret, while he who fixes his gaze upon industry and self-improvement shall find success. The mind, when disciplined, is the greatest instrument of progress. Use it wisely. Master your focus, and you shall master your fate. Great men do not scatter their efforts in all directions. They channel their energies with precision. Banish folly, sharpen your thoughts, commit wholly to your purpose. In a world of wasted hours, the man of diligence shall always rise above. Rule 8, develop relentless self-belief. The world will cast doubt upon you. People will declare that you lack the ability, that you are unworthy of success. But their words hold no power unless you grant them weight. The strongest force in your life is self-belief. For if a man does not believe in himself, how can he expect others to do so? A man must train his mind to silence the voice of doubt. In moments of trial, he must stand firm, recalling his strengths rather than dwelling on his weaknesses. He must remind himself of past victories, however small, and let them serve as evidence of his capability. The words he speaks to himself must be those of power and certainty, for a man's thoughts shape his destiny. When the world declares you cannot, let your actions proclaim, I shall. The doubters, the skeptics, the naysayers, they are merely background noise in the grand march of progress. History has shown that the men who achieve greatness are those who disregard the ridicule of the crowd and press forward with unwavering conviction. Confidence is not arrogance. It is the quiet assurance that one is prepared for the challenges ahead. It is the inner steel that allows a man to stand tall even in the face of adversity. The truly confident do not boast of their abilities. They prove them. They do not seek validation from others, for they know their worth is not determined by outside approval, but by the strength of their own will. A man must cultivate this unshakable belief. He must guard it as one would guard a great treasure, for it is the foundation upon which all success is built. He must remind himself daily that he is capable, that he is worthy, and that he is forging his own path. The world has never rewarded those who shrink in the face of doubt. It is the bold, the resolute, and the steadfast who carve their names into history. And once a man has developed this unyielding faith in himself, no force, be it hardship, opposition, or failure, can deter him from his course. Believe in yourself, and the world will follow. But hesitate, and it will pass you by. Stand firm in your convictions. Hold your head high and move forward with the certainty that you are destined for great things. For it is not the approval of others that determines your fate. It is the strength of your own belief. Rule 9. Take massive action. Ideas by themselves hold no value. A man may dream, may plan, may envision grand possibilities, but without action, they remain nothing more than idle fantasies. Too many men sit and wait for the perfect time to begin. But the hard truth is this: there is no perfect time, only wasted time. The longer a man hesitates, the further his dreams drift beyond his grasp. The world does not reward the thinker who does not act. It does not grant fortune to those who linger in hesitation. Overthinking is the enemy of progress, and excuses are the refuge of the weak. A man may fill his mind with knowledge, but if he does not apply it, he remains stagnant. It is not the one with the best ideas who succeeds, but the one who dares to act upon them. A man must seize the moment, for opportunity does not linger. Fortune favors the bold, not the idle. He must take risks, embrace failure, and learn from every misstep. Mistakes are not signs of incompetence, but stepping stones toward mastery. He who never errs has never tried, and he who never tries shall never succeed. A man who fears failure more than stagnation will find himself forever bound in mediocrity. Confidence is not given, it is built, and it is built through action. No man has ever gained strength by watching another toil. No man has ever become skilled by merely imagining success. The craftsman refines his art through labor, the warrior sharpens his skill through battle, and the leader rises by making difficult decisions. The more one does, the more one grows. Strength is forged in effort, and wisdom is gained in experience. Let no man deceive himself with false comforts. The path of greatness is walked by those who dare to take the first step before they feel ready. It is not the cautious planner waiting for the stars to align who commands his fate. It is the man who acts, who learns, who adapts, and who presses forward despite uncertainty. The world belongs to the doers, not the dreamers. So cast aside your doubts. Abandon the notion that another day, another hour, or another moment will serve you better than this one. The greatest men in history did not wait. They took the leap. They began before they were ready, learned along the way, and pressed forward with relentless determination. Stop waiting. Stop hesitating. Act now. There is no road to success paved with inaction. The only path forward is built by the steps you take today. Move swiftly, move boldly, and let no force deter you from your course. For it is not the man who waits, but the man who moves who shapes his destiny. Rule 10. Never stop growing. There is no finish line in self-improvement. A man does not reach a point where he has learned all there is to know, nor does he arrive at a station where further growth is unnecessary. The moment he ceases to learn, he begins to decline. Stagnation is the slow death of potential, and complacency is the enemy of progress. A man must commit himself to lifelong improvement. For true success is not a destination, but an unending journey. Growth is the duty of every man who seeks excellence. He must nourish his mind as he would his body, for the intellect, if left unfed, withers like an untended field. Learn new skills, for the man who ceases to improve himself is unfit to meet the demands of the world. Comfort is a sedative that lulls the weak into mediocrity, but the strong remain ever restless, ever reaching for greater heights. A man must challenge himself. He must not shrink from hardship, for struggle is the fire that tempers the soul. He must not accept good enough, for good enough is the refuge of those who fear greatness. There is no pride in remaining the same year after year, no honor in refusing to push beyond one's limits. The man who does not challenge himself is doomed to a life of unrealized potential. The greatest investment a man will ever make is in himself. Gold and riches may be gained and lost, but the mind, once sharpened, remains a tool of limitless value. Knowledge, discipline, and skill, these are the true measures of a man's wealth. He who invests in his own growth secures for himself a future of strength and opportunity. Success is not about reaching a final destination. It is about continuous evolution. The wise man understands that no summit marks the end of his journey, for beyond every peak lies another yet to be conquered. The pursuit of excellence is a lifelong endeavor, and those who embrace it never find themselves idle or aimless. So stay hungry. Let no day pass without learning something new, without stretching your abilities, without strengthening your mind. Stay curious. Seek wisdom in every experience. Draw lessons from every failure, and cultivate the mind as a farmer tends his crops. Commit to becoming a little better every single day. The years will pass whether a man strives or stands still, but only those who strive will look back upon their lives with satisfaction, because in the end, the person you become is your greatest achievement. No fortune, no title, no acclaim will ever surpass the worth of a mind sharpened by discipline and a spirit forged through growth. What if I told you that you already have everything you need to be great? That the only thing standing between you and success is the way you see yourself? That the world will only believe in you to the extent that you believe in yourself? Act as if you are the best. Walk into every room like you belong there. Speak with the confidence of someone who has already won. Train your mind to know, without a doubt, that no one is better than you. Not because you think you're perfect, not because you have all the answers, but because you refuse to let doubt hold you back. Because you know that success is not reserved for the few, it's claimed by those who decide they deserve it. Desire, the starting point of all achievement. Every great success starts with a burning desire, not a passing wish, not a vague dream, but an obsession with your goal. The people who win in life don't just want success, they must have it. Their desire fuels them through every obstacle, every failure, every challenge. Take a moment to reflect on the great achievers of history, people who changed the world through sheer determination and an unrelenting drive. Thomas Edison failed over 1,000 times before he successfully invented the light bulb. Did he wish for success? No, he was obsessed with making his vision a reality. He saw his success as inevitable no matter how many setbacks he encountered. So ask yourself, what do you truly want? Not what society tells you to want, not what seems practical or safe, but what sets your soul on fire. What vision keeps you awake at night? What goal would you chase even if you had to face failure 1,000 times? That is your burning desire. That is the fuel that will push you forward when challenges arise. Once you identify this goal, write it down, put it on paper, make it tangible. Studies have shown that writing down your goals significantly increases your chances of achieving them. Why? Because it moves them from a vague thought into a concrete target. When you write something down, it becomes real, it becomes a commitment. Then see it in your mind every single day. Visualization is one of the most powerful tools of success. Athletes, entrepreneurs, and high achievers use it to condition their minds for victory. If you can see yourself achieving your goal, if you can feel it as if it has already happened, you create an unstoppable momentum. Your brain starts working towards making that vision a reality. But visualization alone is not enough. You must act as if achieving your goal is inevitable. Too many people dream, but few take action. They wait for the perfect time, the right circumstances, or a guarantee of success. But the truth is, success belongs to those who move, who take risks, who step into the unknown with unwavering belief. Success is not about luck. It's about commitment. It's about showing up every single day, doing the work and refusing to quit, even when it's hard, even when you don't feel like it, even when the world tells you it's impossible. Because here's the secret. The moment you decide that your success is non-negotiable, the universe starts aligning in your favor. You will attract the right people, the right opportunities, and the right circumstances. You will develop the resilience needed to push through setbacks. And most importantly, you will become the person who is worthy of the success you desire. So make the decision now. No more excuses. No more waiting. Turn your desire into an obsession. Write it down. See it, feel it, and then take massive action. Because those who win in life don't just hope for success. They demand it. And they stop at nothing until they achieve it. To faith, believing in yourself when no one else does. What the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Success is not merely about working hard. It is about cultivating an unshakable belief that you will succeed. This belief is the foundation upon which all great achievements are built. When the odds are stacked against you, when the world tells you that you cannot do it, your faith is the driving force that keeps you moving forward. Without it, obstacles become insurmountable, but with it, even the most impossible goals become attainable. Faith is not just an abstract emotion, it is a choice. Every single day, you must wake up and decide to believe in yourself, despite the setbacks, despite the failures, and despite the doubts that try to creep into your mind. It is easy to believe when everything is going well, but true faith is demonstrated when the circumstances seem hopeless. That is when you must stand firm and remind yourself, I am capable, I am worthy, I will succeed. The greatest minds in history understood this principle. Henry Ford revolutionized the automobile industry not because he had resources, but because he had faith in his ideas. Oprah Winfrey overcame rejection and hardship, but she persisted because she refused to believe in failure. These individuals did not let the world dictate their worth. Instead, they imposed their belief upon the world, and the world had no choice but to follow. You see, the mind is a powerful tool. It can either propel you toward success or drag you into the abyss of doubt and failure. Your thoughts shape your reality. If you believe you are destined to fail, you will unconsciously make decisions that lead to failure. But if you believe with every fiber of your being that success is inevitable, then your actions will reflect that certainty, and the universe will respond in kind. This is not about blind optimism. This is about aligning your thoughts, beliefs, and actions with your goals. It is about developing an unwavering conviction that success is not a matter of if, but when. Your mind must be conditioned to expect success. When you do this, opportunities will appear where others see obstacles. Solutions will emerge where others see problems. But belief alone is not enough. You must act. You must take bold steps in the direction of your vision. You must persist even when the results are not immediate. The road to success is rarely smooth. It is filled with challenges, failures, and rejections, but those who keep moving forward, armed with an indomitable belief in themselves, are the ones who eventually reach their destination. Ask yourself, what would you do if you knew, without a doubt, that you would succeed? How would you carry yourself? How would you speak? How would you approach challenges? Act as if you are already successful, and soon enough reality will catch up to your belief. Winners do not wait for external validation. They create their own certainty and force the world to recognize their worth. The truth is, no one else will believe in you until you believe in yourself. No one will invest in your dreams if you hesitate to invest in them first. If you doubt yourself, the world will reflect that doubt back to you. But if you carry yourself with confidence, if you operate as though success is inevitable, you will draw opportunities, allies, and resources toward you like a magnet. In the end, success is a self-fulfilling prophecy. It is not reserved for the lucky or the privileged. It belongs to those who dare to believe in themselves, even when no one else does. The world does not determine your potential, you do. So wake up every day and choose to believe. Choose to act as though you are already a winner, and soon the world will have no choice but to follow. 3.auto suggestion, training your mind for success. The most successful people in history, John D. Rockefeller, Andrew Carnegie, Henry Ford, all understood one fundamental truth. Your thoughts shape your reality. Every invention, every breakthrough, every empire first existed as a mere thought before it materialized into the world. What you believe about yourself, about your abilities, and about your future determines the actions you take and ultimately the life you create. Your mind is like a powerful computer, constantly running programs based on the beliefs you install in it. If you fill it with doubt, fear, and negativity, it will operate accordingly, leading you toward failure and negativity. If you fill it with doubt, fear, and negativity, it will operate accordingly, leading you toward failure and negativity. But if you consciously program your mind for success, if you choose to feed it with confidence, ambition, and certainty, your life will transform before your eyes. Every day you must take control of this programming. The world around you is filled with distractions, with negativity, with people who will tell you that you can't do it. But you must be the one who decides what thoughts take root in your mind. You must actively rewire your brain for success. How? By speaking powerful affirmations, by visualizing yourself, achieving your goals, by training your subconscious mind to expect success. When you wake up in the morning before the day begins, declare your dominance over your own life. Stand tall, look yourself in the mirror, and affirm, I am the best. I am unstoppable. I am destined for greatness. At first your mind may resist. Years of negative conditioning may whisper, but what if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? Ignore it. Those thoughts are remnants of a past you are leaving behind. Keep repeating your affirmations. Keep reinforcing your belief, because over time your mind will accept these statements as fact. And when your mind believes it, your actions will follow. Your thoughts dictate your emotions, and your emotions drive your actions. If you believe you are unstoppable, you will carry yourself with confidence. If you believe success is inevitable, you will persist through obstacles. If you believe you are destined for greatness, you will attract opportunities that others miss. But belief alone is not enough. You must act in alignment with that belief. A champion doesn't just say they are great. They train, they practice, they refine their skills every single day. A successful entrepreneur doesn't just think about wealth, they take calculated risks. They innovate, they outwork their competition. So ask yourself, what would the best version of you do today? How would the most successful you think, act, and carry themselves? Start living that way now, not tomorrow, not when things feel right, now. Repetition is the key. The more you affirm, visualize, and act in alignment with success, the more natural it becomes. It shifts from being a practice to being your identity. And once success becomes your identity, nothing can stop you. The world will try to shape you. Society will try to impose limits on you. But remember, you control your thoughts. You control your reality. The most powerful weapon you have is your mind. Train it, program it, and unleash its full potential. Wake up every day and declare it. I am the best. I am unstoppable. Because once you believe it, the world will have no choice but to believe it too. 4, specialized knowledge. Know more, be more. General knowledge is not enough. It is specialized knowledge that creates success. The world does not reward people who simply know a little about everything. It rewards those who become masters of their craft. The highest achievers, the greatest innovators, the wealthiest individuals, they all have one thing in common. They dominate a specific area of expertise. Hard work alone is not enough. Countless people work hard every single day, yet they remain stuck in mediocrity. Why? Because they lack the depth of knowledge required to stand out. The difference between the ordinary and the extraordinary is mastery. The best in the world are not just those who put in the effort. They are those who sharpen their skills to an elite level. They have an edge that others do not. So what do you need to master? What skill, knowledge, or expertise will set you apart? This is the question that separates winners from the rest. If you want to be at the top of your field, you must possess knowledge that others do not have. You must develop an understanding so deep and refined that it makes you irreplaceable. This requires a relentless commitment to learning. You must study, you must read, you must learn from the best. Seek out mentors, dissect their strategies, and apply their lessons. Read books that expand your thinking. Watch the industry leaders and analyze what makes them successful. Do not settle for surface-level understanding. Go deep, learn the nuances, and master the details. In today's world, information is everywhere. But consuming information passively is not enough. You must take action. Knowledge without application is wasted potential. Too many people read books or attend seminars yet never implement what they learn. The real power of specialized knowledge comes when you apply it. Test it in the real world. Experiment, fail, adjust, refine. Keep going until your knowledge turns into skill and your skill turns into mastery. And when you achieve mastery, your value skyrockets. The world pays top dollar for experts. Companies, clients, and customers do not look for generalists. They seek out specialists who can solve their problems better than anyone else. The more valuable your knowledge, the more opportunities will open for you. The more refined your skills, the more indispensable you become. But here's the secret. Mastery is a moving target. You can never stop learning. The moment you think you've made it is the moment you start falling behind. The world evolves, industries change, and new knowledge emerges. If you want to stay ahead, you must continue to grow. The best in the world never stop improving, so commit to it right now. Decide to pursue mastery. Choose a field, a skill, an industry, whatever it is that aligns with your goals. Dive deep. Study relentlessly. Absorb every piece of knowledge you can find, and most importantly, apply what you learn. Let your actions separate you from the rest. General knowledge makes you average. Specialized knowledge makes you powerful. Be the one who knows what others don't. Be the one who has mastered what others have only dabbled in. And watch as the world rewards you for it. 5 decision. Success belongs to the decisive age. A study of thousands of people who failed in life found one critical pattern. Lack of decision was one of the biggest reasons for failure. The inability to make decisions, the hesitation, the constant second guessing. These are the silent killers of dreams. Opportunities slip away not because people are incapable, but because they hesitate, overthink, and wait for the right moment. Indecision kills dreams. It is the poison that paralyzes action and ensures mediocrity. Every moment spent doubting, analyzing, or waiting for the perfect scenario is a moment lost forever. The most successful people in the world understand this. They make decisions fast and with confidence. They trust themselves, their instincts, and their ability to figure things out along the way. They don't need endless approval or reassurance. They decide, they act, and they adjust as necessary. Look at the greatest leaders, entrepreneurs, and visionaries in history. They did not wait for permission to chase their dreams. They did not sit around debating every possible outcome. They moved with speed and conviction. Henry Ford revolutionized the automobile industry because he made bold decisions. The difference between success and failure often comes down to a simple choice. Will you take action or will you delay? The world does not reward those who wait. It rewards those who move. The best people in any field don't waste time doubting themselves. They decide, they commit, and they execute. And here's the truth. You do not need to be perfect. You do not need to have every answer before you begin. You just need to start. Most people think they need more information, more certainty, or more experience before they can take action. But that's a lie. Clarity comes from action, not from endless analysis. The more decisions you make, the sharper your instincts become. The more risks you take, the better you learn to navigate uncertainty. Successful people understand that even a wrong decision is better than no decision. Why? Because every decision leads to learning, to experience, and to growth. Even mistakes push you forward. Failure is not the enemy. Inaction is. The real danger is not making the wrong choice, but making no choice at all. Think about this. How many times have you waited too long to make a decision and lost an opportunity? How many moments of doubt have cost you progress? Now ask yourself, what would happen if you just decided right now to move forward with full confidence? How much further would you be? It's time to trust yourself. It's time to act as if you are the best, because the best don't waste time questioning their every move. They take bold steps. They learn and they grow. They do not wait for certainty, they create it. So make the decision. Stop overthinking, stop hesitating. Whatever dream, goal, or vision you have, commit to it. Step forward with confidence. The world belongs to those who decide, those who commit, and those who execute. Be that person, and watch as your life transforms. 6, persistence. Refuse to quit. No great success comes without obstacles. The road to achievement is never smooth. It is filled with failures, setbacks, and challenges designed to test your willpower. Every great winner in history, Henry Ford, Thomas Edison, faced obstacles that would have broken an ordinary person. But they never stopped. They refused to surrender to failure. And that is what set them apart. Failure is not the end. It is a lesson, a stepping stone, a necessary part of success. Edison failed over 1,000,000 times before he perfected the light bulb. Henry Ford went bankrupt multiple times before revolutionizing the automobile industry. Walt Disney was told he lacked imagination. Yet none of them let failure define them. They understood a fundamental truth. As long as you keep moving forward, you never truly fail. One of the greatest examples of resilience comes from the 1930s during the Great Depression. Millions of people lost everything, jobs, homes, businesses. It was a time of immense suffering, but within that crisis lay an opportunity. Those who refused to quit, those who adapted, those who pushed forward despite the hardships became the next wave of millionaires. The Great Depression didn't just destroy fortunes, it created them. Because the people who kept going, the ones who refused to surrender, positioned themselves for success when the economy rebounded. They understood that adversity is temporary, but quitting is permanent. The lesson is clear. Success belongs to those who endure. When life knocks you down, you have two choices: stay down or rise stronger. The world does not reward those who quit, it rewards those who persist. The most powerful mindset you can adopt is to act as if you cannot lose. When you remove quitting as an option, you force yourself to find solutions. You push through the pain, the failures, and the doubt until victory is the only outcome left. Look at any self-made success story and you will see the same pattern: resilience, persistence, and an unbreakable belief in oneself. The difference between those who make it and those who don't is not talent, intelligence, or luck. It is the ability to keep going when others stop. It is the ability to see failure as a stepping stone rather than a roadblock. Ask yourself, how many times have you stopped short of success because things got too hard? How many dreams have you abandoned because the obstacles seemed too big? Now, imagine if you had kept going. Imagine where you would be if you refused to quit. You must train your mind to see obstacles as challenges, not barriers. The struggle is what shapes you. The pain is what strengthens you. Every time you push past a failure, you become stronger, smarter, and more prepared for the success that is coming your way. There will be times when you feel like giving up, when doubt creeps in, when you question if it's worth it. In those moments, remind yourself, if you refuse to quit, you never truly fail. The only real failure is stopping before you reach the finish line. Everything else is just part of the journey. Success is reserved for those who persist. The winners of the world are not those who never failed. They are the ones who never let failure stop them. So, make the decision now. No matter what comes your way, no matter how hard it gets, commit to pushing forward. Act as if you cannot lose, because when quitting is not an option, success becomes inevitable. 7, mastermind group. Who you surround yourself with matters. One of the most powerful secrets of success is this: the people you surround yourself with will determine how far you go. No one succeeds alone. The greatest achievers in history did not reach their level of greatness in isolation. They built strong networks, powerful alliances, and surrounded themselves with people who fueled their ambition. The most successful individuals understand the importance of association. They build mastermind groups, teams of like-minded individuals who challenge them, support them, and push them to the next level. These groups are not just social circles, they are incubators of success, where ideas are refined, strategies are developed, and mindsets are strengthened. When you surround yourself with winners, you start thinking, acting, and operating at a higher level. Think about it. Have you ever noticed how the people around you influence your mindset, habits, and ambitions? If you spend time with people who complain, make excuses, and accept mediocrity, you will unconsciously adopt their mindset. But if you surround yourself with people who think big, expect excellence, and constantly strive for more, you will naturally rise to their level. Look at the most successful figures in history. Henry Ford had Thomas Edison and other innovators in his circle. Despite their rivalry, challenged each other to think bigger and innovate further. Success is not just about individual effort, it is about leveraging the power of association. The truth is, your environment shapes your reality. If you surround yourself with people who are complacent, your ambitions will shrink to fit that environment. But if you align yourself with those who are constantly striving for greatness, you will be pulled up to their level. Their energy, mindset, and drive will push you beyond your perceived limits. So how do you build a powerful network? How do you create your own mastermind group? First, seek out individuals who inspire you. Find people who have already achieved what you are striving for. Learn from them, study their habits, and if possible, connect with them. If you can't access them in person, absorb their wisdom through books, podcasts, or online content. Second, eliminate negative influences. You do not have to cut people out of your life completely, but you must protect your mind from toxic energy. Distance yourself from those who drain your motivation, who fill your head with doubt, or who encourage small thinking. Third, add value to those around you. Great relationships are built on mutual benefit. If you want to connect with powerful, successful individuals, ask yourself, what can I bring to the table? Offer insight, support, and encouragement. Become someone who uplifts others, and you will naturally attract high-caliber people into your life. Lastly, hold yourself to a higher standard. If you want to be in the presence of great minds, you must operate at their level. Expect excellence from yourself. Commit to growth. Never settle for average. Success is not just about talent or hard work. It is about positioning yourself in an environment that breeds greatness. If you surround yourself with small thinkers, your dreams will shrink. But if you surround yourself with giants, your vision will expand beyond limits. Remember this, the people around you either push you forward or pull you back. Choose wisely. Surround yourself with those who make you better and watch how far you go. 8, the subconscious mind. Control it, or it controls you. Your subconscious mind is like a garden. Whatever you plant in it will grow. If you plant seeds of doubt, fear, and failure, they will take root and flourish. But if you plant seeds of confidence, belief, and success, your life will transform in ways you never imagined. The thoughts you consistently feed your mind become the foundation of your reality. Most people go through life unaware of the power of their subconscious mind. They let negative thoughts, fears, and self-doubt dominate their mental space. They focus on problems instead of solutions, failures instead of opportunities. And just like weeds taking over a garden, these negative thoughts choke out any chance of success. But those who understand the power of the subconscious mind take control of their thoughts. They intentionally plant powerful, positive beliefs that lead to unstoppable momentum. Every single day, you must make a conscious effort to feed your mind with positivity. This is not just a feel-good exercise, it is a necessity. Your mind is constantly being influenced by the world around you. The news, social media, and even the people you interact with can plant seeds of fear, doubt, and limitation. If you do not take control of what enters your mind, negativity will take over by default. So what can you do? You must become the gatekeeper of your mind. Read inspiring books that expand your thinking. Listen to motivational speeches that ignite your passion. Surround yourself with people who uplift and challenge you. Drown out negativity, reject self-doubt, and immerse yourself in an environment that reinforces your belief in success. Successful people understand this principle. They do not allow negative thoughts to dictate their actions. They do not dwell on failures or past mistakes. Instead, they program their minds with thoughts of victory, resilience, and confidence. They visualize their success before it happens. They act as if success is guaranteed because they know that when the subconscious mind believes it, reality will shift to match that belief. Your subconscious mind does not know the difference between reality and imagination. If you repeatedly tell yourself that you are a winner, that you are unstoppable, that success is inevitable, your mind will accept these statements as truth. And once your subconscious believes it, your actions, habits, and decisions will align with that belief. You will walk, talk, and think like a winner. You will attract opportunities that others miss. You will turn obstacles into stepping stones. This is not magic, it is psychology. Athletes use this technique to win championships. Entrepreneurs use it to build empires. Leaders use it to inspire nations. They understand that the battle is won in the mind before it is won in reality. Think about this. If you knew without a doubt that you would succeed, how would you act? Would you hesitate? Would you second guess yourself? Or would you move forward with unstoppable confidence? The answer is clear. When you truly believe in your success, you operate at a higher level. You make bolder decisions. You take smarter risks. You stay persistent even when faced with challenges. Your future is being shaped by the thoughts you plant today. Will you allow doubt and fear to grow, or will you take control and plant the seeds of confidence, determination, and success? The choice is yours. From this moment on, decide to be intentional with your thoughts. Speak success into existence. Act as if your dreams are already yours. Train your subconscious mind to expect greatness and watch as your reality transforms to match your belief. 9. The power of decisive action. During the 1930s, the world was in turmoil. The Great Depression had devastated economies, wiped out businesses, and left millions struggling to survive. Fear and uncertainty gripped the world, and most people hesitated, afraid to take action. But history shows a clear truth. Those who took decisive action, whether in business, innovation, or investing, came out on top. In times of crisis, people tend to freeze. They wait, they hesitate, they hope for better conditions before making a move. But those who waited in the 1930s, those who let fear control them, ended up with nothing. They let opportunities pass them by, too afraid to take the risks necessary to change their circumstances. Meanwhile, a select few, the bold, the fearless, the action takers, saw the crisis as an opportunity. They moved with confidence. They took risks. And they ended up building fortunes while others remained stuck in fear. Look at the industrialists, the entrepreneurs, the investors of that era. While the masses hesitated, visionaries like Henry Ford, John D. Rockefeller, and Andrew Carnegie continued to push forward. They understood a fundamental law of success. Fortune favors the bold. Those who waited for the perfect moment were left behind, while those who seized opportunities, despite uncertainty, rose to greatness. The same principle applies today. Success is not for those who hesitate. It is for those who make bold moves, who take massive action, and who refuse to let fear dictate their decisions. The world does not reward inaction. It rewards those who step forward with confidence. So, what does this mean for you? It means that waiting is not an option. If you want to create success, you must act as if success is already yours. You must move with certainty. You must make decisions quickly, adjust when necessary, and never let hesitation paralyze you. Most people fail not because they lack ability, but because they lack the courage to take action. They overanalyze, they second-guess themselves, and in doing so, they miss their moment. But winners understand that no opportunity is ever perfect. There will always be risk. There will always be unknowns. But success belongs to those who push forward despite uncertainty. Take a look at the greatest entrepreneurs, athletes, and leaders today. They don't hesitate. They make bold moves. They invest in themselves. They trust their instincts. And because of that, they create opportunities where others see obstacles. They act with the confidence that success is inevitable, and their actions reflect that belief. So ask yourself, are you waiting for the right time? Are you letting fear hold you back, or are you ready to step up, take risks, and claim what is yours? If you want to win, you must make decisive action your habit. Stop waiting. Stop hesitating. Train yourself to move forward even when the path isn't clear. Success is a mindset, and that mindset is built through action. Act as if you cannot fail. Move as if success is already guaranteed. Because when you do, your actions will begin to align with that belief. The world bends to those who refuse to wait. Be one of them. Take bold action, make fearless moves, and watch as the doors of opportunity swing wide open for you. 10. Fear is the single biggest enemy of success. It paralyzes, it destroys confidence, and it keeps people trapped in mediocrity. And in times of crisis, like the Great Depression, fear destroyed more dreams than failure ever could. It wasn't just the economic collapse that ruined lives, it was the fear that stopped people from taking action, from adapting, from pushing forward when it mattered most. Fear is a natural instinct. It is hardwired into our minds to protect us from danger. But in the modern world, fear is no longer just about survival. It has become a mental barrier that holds people back from success. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of rejection. These fears are not real dangers. Yet they have the power to destroy ambitions, crush confidence, and keep people from ever realizing their potential. But the successful, the ones who rise above adversity, learn to transmute fear into power. They do not let fear stop them. Instead, they use it. They recognize fear as an indicator that they are stepping outside their comfort zone, that they are about to do something meaningful, something that has the power to change their lives. Rather than retreating, they use fear as a signal to take action. Think about it. Every great success story is filled with moments of fear. Entrepreneurs risking everything to start a business. Athletes stepping onto the field in front of thousands. Leaders making decisions that could shape history. They all feel fear, but they act anyway. They understand that courage isn't the absence of fear. It's moving forward despite it. So ask yourself, what are you afraid of? Failure? Judgment? Rejection? Good. That means you're on the right path. The things that scare you the most are usually the things that have the power to change your life. Fear is a sign that you're stepping into something bigger than yourself. And that is exactly where you need to be. The biggest mistake people make is believing that they need to eliminate fear before they can act. They wait to feel ready, to feel confident, but that moment never comes. Confidence is built through action. The only way to silence fear is to do the thing you're afraid of. Once you take the first step, fear loses its grip. The more you push through it, the weaker it becomes. The difference between those who succeed and those who fail is simple. Successful people do what they fear. They don't let hesitation stop them. They understand that discomfort is part of the process, that growth requires risk. Every time they feel fear, they remind themselves that fear is a liar. It creates illusions of failure. But the only true failure is giving in to it. History proves this over and over. During the Great Depression, many people gave up, letting fear dictate their choices. But those who took risks, who invested, who adapted, those were the ones who built fortunes. Fear made the masses retreat, but the fearless moved forward, and the world rewarded them for it. The same rule applies today. The world belongs to those who take action despite their fears. The ones who refuse to let fear control them are the ones who achieve greatness. They embrace the uncertainty. They move forward even when the outcome isn't guaranteed, and because of that, they win. So, what will you do? Will you let fear define your life, or will you use it as fuel? The choice is yours. Feel the fear, but act anyway, because on the other side of fear is everything you've ever wanted. And only those who push through will ever get to see it. The world will never believe in you if you don't believe in yourself first. Act as if you are the best. Walk like it. Speak like it. Work like it. And soon enough, the world will have no choice but to see you that way. Success is not about luck. It's about decision. And today, I challenge you to decide. Are you going to think and grow rich, or are you going to wait for success to come to you? The choice is yours. Now act like you are the best, and go claim your success.